So, welcome. Thanks for coming to the co-founder meetup by the TechMap. I don't know how many first-timers are here. If you guys don't mind raising your hands. That's awesome. That means people are actually sharing the information, the good stuff going on in Austin. So this event gets put together by the TechMap. It's one of my babies. It organizes me and my wife, Veronica, you probably met her in the front, and some awesome volunteers. So if any of you want to be a volunteer, let us know. Our biggest problem is keeping our volunteers. They usually volunteer for 1 month and they get hired or connect with somebody that gets a job. So that's a good thing and kind of hard to find replacements. So I'm happy you guys made it. I don't know if you guys know what the dots is. It's displaying to you, but I want to make sure I cover it. And hopefully everybody's wearing one hat today here, meaning you're looking for something. So if you're looking for talent, look for the red dot. If you're an entrepreneur looking to go after the talent, make sure you hunt the red tags. And developers, just make sure you're going to get attracted by a lot of entrepreneurs trying to talk to you. If there's any greens here, investors, I'm sure the room is going to try to talk to you as well. And media is for anybody else, and students. I want to cover some things beforehand. I don't know if you guys know what the bathrooms are. You have to go out that way, to the right, and then the ladies on the right, and the gentlemen on the left, just to cover that. Also, if you have a cell phone, put it in vibrate. That will not interrupt the speakers and people around here. Be polite, please. And clean after yourself. I'm sure you guys saw the sign that says your mom's not here and we're not clean for you, so please do so after the event. I'll make sure I announce it again. So make it faster and easier for us to clean up the place and network more. If you guys didn't know, if you park downstairs the Omni, there's parking if you park after 6 for $5. You can collect the voucher or the parking pass in the front. And one of the things we want to do is we want to ice. We want to make sure that you guys you innovate and connect with others and execute a project or a job or a company so you can create more jobs, especially how Austin is growing. There's so many companies moving here because they see the talent and the potentials. Next thing I want to talk about is our events. Our next event that we have is Entrepreneur ATX, and we have that at Tech Ranch on the 21st of this month. It's free, and we have fabulous speakers, founders, or maybe people that raise money for CTAM or Kickstarter, and kind of help others see how they made it and tell their story. Kind of tough whenever you don't find a mentor to tell you how hard it is to get out there. Then we're thinking about having September 5th an event for Happy Hour Mingle. With partnership with Austin Phoenix, and hopefully you guys will get emails about that information. You can come out and network, and believe it or not, it will be free, but you have to cover your drinks. Sorry. So the other one is the meetup. We'll have it on September 8th. We still have opening for presenters, so if anybody is looking to pitch up here and be brave, we want you here, and just send us information. There's a link for the pitch event sign up, or just email us at team on the TechMap, and we'll give you the information how to do it. And if you guys don't mind, you can tweet about the TechMap and that you guys are Capital Factory, so people will know, and have more people come. This is our sponsors and partners. If you guys don't mind, this is the people that help us put together this event. One of them, of course, is Capital Factory. We're here. The other one is Juju Promo. So the shirts that you saw in the front, if you want to help us support the event, it'll be great. If you guys buy some t-shirts, we're going to be giving one away later on. We also have pitch deals, which is one that I'm working on, another company, and that's going to be Priceline meets Groupon. So you name your discount and you get it from the restaurants, because we want to drive customers to their place. So there you go, that's pitch on that one. And then we have RAM, and we have one person, Nathan, is going to be talking about RAM for 1 minute, what they do and what they're best at. Thank you.
So I know some of you, but not all of you. RAM Law Firm is a startup-focused law firm in Austin and San Antonio. Our primary areas of focus are intellectual property and venture finance. Many of you probably also know RC Mosier, who is my business partner in that. He couldn't be here today. He's in Mexico City, so I am intensely jealous, but I'm standing in for him today. I mostly focus on sort of the back office stuff, so if you want to consider sort of the the typical co-founder situation where you've got the hacker and then the tech guy, one guy out hustling and one guy hacking. I'm kind of more of the hacker guy, and RC is more of the hustler guy. But hopefully I'll have a chance to work with a lot of you guys in this room. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Also, we have Phoenix. I don't know if you guys know about them, but you should. Kelly, talk about them.
Hi, so I'm Kelly with the Austin Phoenix. I recognize a couple of faces in the room, but not everyone, and so I just wanted to introduce ourselves. We're a local publication for and about local entrepreneurs and startups in Austin. So we feature different startups in the magazine, entrepreneurs in the magazine, but we also have a website that we keep rolling content on the months that we're not producing an issue, since it's a quarterly issue. So what I really want to do is connect with all of you and hear your stories, investor stories, startup stories. I really want to keep a personal pulse on what's going on in the Austin startup community. So I look forward to meeting all of you after the event. Thank you.
And believe it or not, this is amazing. I met with Kelly the other day for coffee, and she was telling me that they have interviewed a lot of CEOs around here. One of them was a guy from Fantasy Sales Team, and he was one of the speakers at our event. So it's like, whoa, that was great. You guys, they were just speaking, and he's already promoted at the magazine. So that's awesome. Just getting the word out about your company, that'd be great. The next person I want to bring out is TechPines. He's one of the actual sponsors. You can talk to Brett.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Brad Carlton. I'm the lead developer and spokesperson at TechPines. We're a small but hungry product development firm that specializes in UX design, UI development, and cloud solutions. If you're a startup, we can help you build your MVP, design your initial application mockups, or provide technical consulting and guidance. We're currently hiring for talented front-end web developers and UI designers. If you're interested in hearing more about our services, or if you're looking for a new job, please come chat with me after the presentations. Thanks.
Thank you. We have KickerCon, one of the sponsors too. Yeah, they're actually having an event in Houston, so they're just going to mention that they're not here. But if you guys want to know about investing in real estate and also entrepreneurship, about raising money, as an event is happening in Houston, you can check out their website, kickercon.com. We also have Austin Coding Academy. I don't know if Chris is here today. I guess he didn't make it, but basically what they are is an academy that is kind of like Makersquare, just on the cheaper route, I guess, what I've been told. They only charge $1,500, and you guys could probably sign up if you guys want to learn how to code. The next one is the Texas State Small Business Development. If they want to come up here and mention something about what they do, I think you guys can benefit, especially a lot of entrepreneurs that probably don't even know about them, because I just learned about them about a month ago.
Thanks a lot. My name is Mike Breck. I'm a business advisor with the Texas State Small Business Development Center, and as he said, if you haven't heard of us, most people haven't, but we are a national organization. Our mission is to help small businesses grow. And we have here, it's supported through federal and state tax dollars, so our services are no charge. And what we do is we work with the small businesses one-on-one. We also, last year, started a technology-based program called Spectrum. And with that Spectrum program, we do advisory services. We also, one thing in my 60 seconds here I wanted to point out is that we do have a once-a-month educational forum, which any of you are invited to. We choose a different topic each month. Some of the things we have coming up the next 2 or 3 months, we have a crowdfunding educational forum coming up. We're going to have a go-to-market strategy forum, and we're also going to have a working with industry partners forum. The best way to, if you're interested in any of those, in fact, I know this is rushed, but if you go to, on the website, to AustinSmallBusinessAnswers.com, and then click on the Spectrum button. You can find out all the information about us. There's a phone number. You can call us and you can ask for more information. We can go from there, but it's great being here, and I'm looking forward to the pitches. And we have a chance to meet Amy. We have a couple of colleagues are here as well. If you have a chance to meet any of us, please do. It's nice to be here.
And we have two people that are going to be mentioning an event that's happening. One is Lauren, going to come up. It's an event around town, so to support the community. And hopefully you guys can make it there too.
Hello, I'm Lauren Foster, and I'm with Stretch Recipes. And we're on a mission to help everyone eat better and save more. We're also in the process of fundraising, which is no easy task when you're a social impact company or a company, period. And I'm sure that a lot of you have been through that. So why not throw a party? Why not throw a party where everyone can benefit? And what it is tomorrow. It's in happy hour at the Austin Ale House from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we will conduct a services auction as well as a dating auction. So if you're single or ready to mingle, or if you're just looking for a very inexpensive way to obtain some great services that have nothing to do with the dates, everything to do with health and wellness, okay? Food. Please feel free to stop by tomorrow. You can book tickets on Eventbrite, or you can just show up. It's $5 at the door, and let the bidding begin and the fun. So it's 1960s theme. So if you want to dress from the 60s, that's cool. If not, enjoy the music. So thank you.
All right. And also we have Carrie. She's going to be talking about, I believe it's Mini Trend. It's an event that's happening in September.
Hi, I'm Carrie Vanston, and I'm the director of a conference called Mini Trends. And we are having our third annual one on September 26th. Mini Trends 2014, Insight, Innovation, and Strategy. It's all about staying on top of the curve and staying innovative in your company. We have Brett Hurt from founder from Bizarre Voice as our keynote, and David Snyder, who's a world-renowned futurist, is going to be speaking, and Dr. John Vanson, who's an award-winning author, and several other speakers. It's all day long. And we really hope you can come. I've got flyers, and then I'm also going to be giving away a free pass in the drawing later. So please come to me and get a flyer. So there's some at the back there, and I sure hope you guys can come. Thank you.
All right, guys. So one of the things, I don't know if we actually got this, but we're going to have that free giveaway. I believe the ticket's worth $395. Is that correct? And we're also going to be giving a free shirt. But we need to get your business cards or something to write your name, so when we do the drawing, we are able to pull your name out. And I think that they're getting actually something out there, so you guys can put your business card out there. But we'll be doing the drawing at the end, so if you want to win, you got to stick around to the end. Sorry. Last month we had a giveaway and called two names that were already gone and say, well, they got to be here. So hopefully you stick around, listen to the pitches, and enjoy it. And this is pretty much the format. 5-minute presentation, 4-minute audit questions, and we kind of, depending how many questions we have, we'll go over the 4 minutes just to be polite. And we have to make sure that we try to finish at 8:30, so that way we have some time for networking afterwards. And if you haven't pitched here before, or if you have and you want to pitch again because you have advanced your company to the next level, we'd love to hear your, your success story. So let us contact us and let us know. And this is pretty much the setup for the pitches. The first person is going to be Will Scott with ServaBit, looking for C investments. So if you want to come up here, I'll get your presentation ready.
Hi everyone, my name is Will Scott. I'm going to talk to you guys this evening about ServaBit. It's a mobile app that uses video to help you get your home related projects and repairs done, you see here. So let me introduce myself. As I mentioned, my name is Will Scott. I'm the founder of ServaBit. I'm also the architect. I'm a developer, so I code, I get in there. Formerly a, can you hear me a little better now? Sorry about that. Former employee of a big software company, did that for many, many years, and before that, almost 12 years ago now, finished up doctorate studies in software design, algorithms, stuff. So just say, have quite a bit of experience.
Go Tigers!
Yeah, so we got some Tigers in the house. All right,
Go Tigers!
all right. Surrounded by all these Longhorns, All right, so a little bit about me. So ServerBid, what is it? What does it do? So first, let's take a step back. I'll talk about some of the pain points it addresses, and then I'll move into what it is, how it addresses these pain points. First, I'll say, don't you love this little kid? I mean, isn't that classic? The bow tie and everything? Anyway, okay, so I'm a homeowner, and if you're like me, when something breaks in your house, major system, AC, heating, you drywall, someone puts a hole in your drywall or whatever. If you're like me, you end up calling around, talking to these, contractors. Many times you have to meet with multiple of them. If you're like me, because I don't go with the first estimate that I get, I want to find a baseline of what's reasonable. So it can be inconvenient. You end up spending your evenings and weekends meeting with these folks. There's also privacy concerns because usually to get an estimate, you have to share name, number, email, address. You end up on mailing lists and all this stuff. And then there's a safety consideration in that you invite these folks into your home, right? But on the other side of the token, it's not as desirable as you imagine for the contractor as well because they spend time and money commuting, traveling to provide these estimates. So it's a necessary evil. So these are some of the things that ServerBid addresses. It's faster and easier, makes this whole communication, this whole process simpler. Homeowner takes a video showing what they want to have done. Contractor can view the video remotely, comfort of their own home, wherever, provide an accurate estimate for completing the job right through the app. Another key point is after the job is done, the homeowner can take a video showing the final result or provide a testimonial, video review, however they want to do it. But basically, it's a very key point, especially if you consider the recent announcement from Yelp. They're just moving to also support video reviews and things. So there's a lot happening in the video space. So it's really convenient for the homeowner, but it's super awesome for contractors also because as I mentioned, they're able to go and provide these estimates remotely, saving the time and expense of a visit. And also, they're able to create a portfolio of video testimonials from actual customers. These videos, testimonials, they're linked to the original job, so you can see the before and after. It's an easy way to show prospective new clients their skill set. Okay, and we are moving right along here. I see the buzzer here. So this is a chart showing some comparisons with ServerBid. We're not going to get into that. I'm going to talk to some other areas pretty quickly. Okay, so basically ServerBid uses the freemium model. We're looking to monetize using paid add-ons and targeted marketing toward the future. Paid add-ons will be geared toward the contractors. Targeted marketing will be basically geared toward the homeowner. Video allows for some very interesting marketing capabilities. Up here, we're looking for seed investment if it's the right fit. All of these numbers and charts, I'll point out a couple things quickly. The Harvard LIRE index, or the leading indicator of remodeling activity, showed that people are spending a lot of money, $153 billion as of first quarter 2014 on home repairs and related issues. Nielsen Scarborough Research Group showed that new homeowners alone injected almost $20 billion into the economy over home improvement. This means a lot of people are spending a lot of money. If we can find a way to make this process easy for the homeowner and convenient and add value to the contractor and allowing them to save time and money, it's a beneficial thing. So that's what we're doing. Looking to polish the app, market it heavily, get it in front of as many people as possible, and also execute on the roadmap for new function features and monetization. So that's my time, and I appreciate your time and for TechMap for allowing me to come talk to you guys today.
Anybody has questions?
What's the status of the app?
Okay, it's pretty new. I'll tell you, just within the last couple weeks, we added support for Android. But the app has been out a few months now. It's a newer product, so full featured at this point. But again, the time thus far has been focused speaking with contractors firsthand. So I'm talking calls, meetings, emails. What do you want to see in the product? So we really haven't been spending much effort thus far toward marketing, because it was knowing that paid add-ons would be geared toward the contractor community. I wanted to make sure we were up close and personal with those folks, that we could satisfy their needs, and also not only what they wanted to see in it, also almost as importantly what they didn't want to see in something that they saw in other solutions in the space. So fairly new.
Sorry if I missed this. How do you make money?
Well, it's not generating revenue at the moment. The roadmap is for monetization. It will be via paid add-ons to the contractor and targeted marketing toward the home. So it's not profitable. But there's certainly a lot of thought and effort that's gone into a roadmap to accomplish this, because why else do it, right? It starts with a love and passion, interested, you like writing code, but then at the end of the day, it has to make money. Oh, sorry, in the back? Yes.
You mentioned recently there's just a mobile app. You want to build a website as well? Or?
Very astute and interesting question. The answer is yes. Actually, there is a plan that's actually in the works for extending to desktop. One thing, I mentioned that there was quite a bit of discussion with contractors for sand. You'd be surprised, how many of these folks don't even have smartphones, right? They're highly capable in their skill set. The best plumber may not even have a website, doesn't have a smartphone, right? But they can use the web, and for the bidding process, that can be done via desktop. The mobile element comes in with posting the jobs, taking the video. So there is definitely a plan, and that's certainly on the roadmap. So great question.
Any more questions?
Sorry.
Sure.
Who will take the video? Because I just missed the beginning.
I know, and I felt like I'm the road runner. I looked up and he said 1 minute. I was like, oh my God. It's amazingly fast. I know. But and that's kind of key to the discussion. Homeowner has a problem. Rather than the traditional sequence of Googling or calling a bunch of contractors and meeting with all those folks in their home, why not leverage video, smartphone, something that everyone has, the homeowner as well as the contractor, to minimize and expedite this communication. So the homeowner takes a video showing, okay, I have this plumbing thing, it's leaking from under here. You see this? The same thing the contractor is going to come out and do, they're going to look under and say, okay, it's leaking from right there, right? If they could see that, that's the reason and then to amplify this, many of these service professionals, contractors charge a estimate fee or quote fee to come out to your house because they're spending their time and money traveling. That's the only reason they do it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Then because the homeowner is not the professional for those stuff, right? So
Right.
when they take a picture, they may take the video, they may make some mistake. Maybe like from the contract, those professional people side, they think should take another, the other side, something like this.
Exactly. So the statement is the homeowner cannot adequately convey the scope of the problem to the service professional, such that they can provide a reasonable quote. Is that correct? Okay. So there's a lot going on with the app. To address this, again, harkening back to firsthand surveys and talking with service professionals, that's one of the things that came up. So there's two ways that they can approach it. When the service provider or the contractor provides a bid through the app, they can create a provisional bid, which basically says, based on what you posted here, the text, the corresponding metadata along with the video, I think that I can provide the services for X amount of dollars, X amount of time. Basically, it's a ballpark. Or the complement to that is a concrete bid. That says, based on what I see, I'm 100% sure that I can do it based on the terms that I specify. So it's much more powerful than a phone call, much more powerful than a video. And I can't say it's all encompassing, and you can convey a lot of content via mobile video media. But that's how that's mitigated. Question.
That's the last question.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you finding contractors more excited about? Are they more excited about being able to bid via video? Or are they more excited about being able to show video finished work?
Thus far, the general feedback has been the ability to provide a bid remotely. Because, again, that's what's costing them time and money. For example, the true impact, the true benefit, the demographic that will see the most benefit is this very small business owner. 1 to 2 employees, Joe the plumber, right? So when he stops working and goes to provide an estimate, he's losing money. There's no additional revenue being generated. Of course, the ability to have the video portfolio is awesome. They really like that, but the ability to be on their lunch break, they're at job A, they take a lunch break at job A and they bid on job B, that's a powerful story. And they can see the benefit there, so.
Sorry, may I ask the last question?
You can keep it actually after the event because we have to go around. We got already over 10 minutes.
Well, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
I was going to suggest, you might want to, so those contractors that actually do not have smartphones, try doing the texting first. So they can get a text and check on their computer the video they got uploaded or something. That might help. And to your thing, I was going to say, I develop houses a lot, and I must say, they always have issues, You might work on plumbing, but then you might have a drywall that back end or the cabinet that broke as well. So, they kind of estimate of that. So there's always other issues. All right, so the next presenter. I believe is, by the way, somebody was passing around and collecting business cards, so if you guys missed that, please, give your business card or write your name somewhere down so we can have the drawing soon, or in the middle, I guess you can say. Girish?
Hi everybody, my name is Girish and I am pretty new to Austin. I moved to Austin beginning of this year, great city. Just to give you a quick background about myself, I am a computer engineer by profession. I got my degree from OU as well as from Stanford. But last 6 years I've been helping companies set up cloud systems to sell and market better. I have a strong background in consulting as well. I am the founder of the company. Actually, CM Focus is a cloud consulting and products company. We are a Salesforce.com partner and we have done over 60 implementations. If any of you guys are looking for some help with Salesforce.com or any of the CRM systems, do keep us in mind. We also have products on the Salesforce's App Store, which is similar to the iPhone App Store. We have 3 products that are already released. We also have a product on Microsoft Azure that has been released. What I'm pitching today is our new product, Social Hire. That is what I'm pitching today. So what is Social Hire? It is a solution targeted for startups and mid-market companies for recruiting top-notch candidates. So as I was talking to many of you guys in the audience, everybody's looking for developers, and many of the startups don't have budgets to afford enterprise systems like Workday or anything. So what we provide an out-of-the-box integration with your corporate website, and you can post your position onto multiple LinkedIn groups with a single click from our application. And people can upload resumes, and you can also track job applications, and you can also have your resume database be stored onto a Google Drive. So as a startup or a mid-market company, if you have your website or the career site on our application, you will have a resume database readily going. And another thing that we provide is we help you engage with staffing agencies on an as-needed basis. So one differentiator that we provide is most of the other companies, they are just providing a software solution. So with this, you can also engage with a staffing company if you need to, or you can try to market your position yourself. It's basically a one-stop shop for applicant tracking system as well as talent sourcing. We already have relationships built with a couple of vendors that help us do sourcing. So what is the market opportunity and what is the current status? So the market opportunity, the recruitment industry is approximately $300 billion worth of industry, with multiple niche players. So it is pretty much spread out. Then our differentiators, we are providing software and services under one umbrella. And the current status is the software has been released on Salesforce's App Store, and it is built on top of Salesforce's Post.com technology. And we have had over 10 installs that are people who have installed the product. So the way we are marketing it is the first year would be free, and after that we would potentially charge it. So the business model is still being worked out. So that is where we are at. And I have a couple of screenshots from the product. This is what it is live, and if any of you guys are interested, we can get the product up and running in less than a day, or maybe actually a couple of hours to be exact. So, what you're seeing is your career screen integrated with your website. And here what you're doing is, if you have a position that you want to market out on LinkedIn, you can do that across multiple LinkedIn groups, or as a status update for yourself with a couple of clicks, actually. So, and we also have in the product roadmap a Facebook integration where you can market your positions through Facebook as well. So this is how like one of the postings I did appears in one of the Google groups. So why am I here and what am I looking for? I am looking for somebody who is a co-founder who is interested in doing sales and marketing leadership and providing that. So if anybody is interested in selling products and services, mostly to enterprise companies, small, medium businesses, do come talk to me. That is exactly what we are looking for. And at some point over the next few months, we would also look for some angel investment once I have that co-founder. And that's all I have. So, is there any questions?
How does this integrate with, say, newer CRM solutions like Pipedrive?
So right now, we are starting out with Salesforce.com because that is if you look at the Gartner quadrant, they are like the #1 player and they have the biggest market share. And this also does help us sell and market. Having an app store, it does help and reduce the sales cost for us. That is where we are starting out, and once the market plays out, we will look at potentially integrating with other vendors.
Any more questions?
Okay.
Thank you. By the way, I don't know if you guys picked up this little flyer in the front. It kind of talks about all the presenters that we got here, and there are links to the website and what they're looking for. So if you want to connect with them that way as well, you can get one of those sheets in the front. And the next presenter will be Jeremy Phillip. We'll get you up in a second.
So good evening, my name is Philippe Battler, I'm the founder of Curly. And tonight I'm going to invite you to a little trip to the Hill Country. So first I'd like you to close your eyes, and no cheating here. And I'd like you to picture yourself as being a company looking over the Hill Country, and looking at fields of products. So you may now open your eyes, and what you may see may look like this. Yeah, haystacks. So haystacks of products. So you may see lots of different segments of products. And what do companies do with products? They look for something, right? So companies are looking for maybe this. That's what they're going to look when they look at product segment. That's what they're going to see, or maybe they're going to see some patterns. Very hard to see anything. So actually, they're looking for the needle on the haystack, obviously, or companies may look for patterns in product segments. So what Kermi does is that we help our customers understand their product segments. This is very hard. This is something that is not very well served right now. So our primary target market is the semiconductor industry. We work with semiconductor manufacturers and we're looking, at buyers of semiconductor components. Our customers are among the top 10 microcontroller manufacturers. So microcontrollers are the brainy part of the little things you have in your apartment or your houses. The Nest controller has a microcontroller inside. The team is probably myself. I've been doing semiconductor for the last 14 years of my life, working with Freescale, Texas Instruments, and Infineon. I have been helped with by contractors to put products to fruition. So we currently have 2 products, and I'm going to give you a little bit of overview of what we have. So how do we beat the haze? So there's a lot of data collection to get not only product features, but also product pricing. And this data is being delivered to the customer through a dashboard where you're going to be able to do dynamic roadmaps, and also through cross-filter where those products, semiconductor products or any other products for that matter, are pretty complex. There's multiple parameters defining the products. So it's pretty hard to nail down exactly to narrow down the segment to exactly what you want. And eventually, customers are also asking for custom services. In terms of advantages and how we compare to our competition, the biggest thing is high productivity gains. What used to take days or weeks to gather data from the market, to understand pricing structures, would now take a couple of minutes with our tools. The second one is that there's no IT infrastructure required, so that's a big gain. It's very lightweight in terms of setup, and that makes it for a fast ramp up. Business model, all the products that you see on the market, especially the microcontrollers right now, is pretty hot. You have products coming out every week with new pricing structures, new feature sets. So this is something that's very highly dynamic, and that's why it requires updates. And that's how we get to have a subscription-based model where we're going to charge customers based on the time they're going to use the application. We provide updates on a monthly basis, and obviously we charge per seat and also how much data our customers are going to be using. What we're looking for is partners for developing the sales, primarily at semiconductor manufacturers, and also looking at buyers of semiconductor components. And this is what I had for tonight. Thank you for joining me for the trip.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Do you guys sell into an arrow or something for pricing, or is it like somebody to do a pricing engine?
No, we collect data, and then we collect through the web public data, and then we're going to gather the data and then organize it. The bulk of the work is really collection of data and then organization, so definition of taxonomy, and so we get different sources because semiconductor components are either sold direct from the manufacturer or through distribution channels. So there's a bunch of different channels there.
Anybody else has a question?
Do you help the buyers save the company money in terms of procurement costs? I assume they roll into a procurement organization and need to manage cost components.
So that's what we're trying to address right now, trying to understand where our product would fit into the OEM or IDH space, because we're primarily focused today on the semiconductor side. So we're trying to help the other side get the better of our tools and the better of the segmentation of the market. Any other questions?
Who would be the buyer within a semiconductor company? Is it the marketing department?
So great question. So who would be the buyer? Who are our customers actually? So today our customers are in two population. One is the product marketer who's going to want to understand the segments and the competition. And the second is the sales/tactical marketing population who's doing quotations, who needs to be aware of what's going on in the market and looking at whether what they're doing, what they're hearing from the sales force matches what we have in the database.
One more question? Anybody else?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I think we're going to do one drawing for the shirt. So if you haven't got your business cards in the bucket here, this is the time. And our next presenter will be Dennis in a second. So, we got everybody's cards? Okay. No, somebody in the audience, pull it out. And this will be for a fabulous shirt for the TechMap, and you can wear it proudly. Just once you win, you'll get go to the front and tell them the size. And the winner is, you have to be here, is Ravi Ram Kalepali. So he got it. At the back, and after you guys, you'll get your shirt. And Dennis, you're up. You want to come to the front and do your presentation. Structured domains.
All right, so my name is Dennis, and this is Chris. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. All right, great. So again, my name is Dennis, this is Chris, and for the past 2 years we've been developing a platform. It's called Structured Domains. I'm about to show you what it is. So I started developing code when I was 14. Went to UT later on, 20 blocks that way. And Chris got his PhD in mathematics and then joined me. Okay, so let's start with a question. Did you ever want to build a marketplace like Airbnb, Sparefoot, Relay Rides, or Take Lessons, but in your own specific category? Or you may be operating a marketplace like that? Anybody? So we got a couple people. Now imagine you could build your marketplace, but without a development team. So basically you can operate your marketplace and build your marketplace as if you were building a WordPress blog. Would you be interested then? All right, we've got some people. All right, so how does a marketplace look like and operate? So basically, a marketplace these days should be responsive. You should be able to search, filter, and look for things on a map on your marketplace. And you should be able to request, you should be able to communicate with the vendors, and finally, you should be able to book. So if ever you've been on Airbnb, you'll be familiar with this process. Now, this is all great, but each marketplace is different. They all have different structure. They all have different things on them. So how can you build a platform that will, like a one template, that will fit all those marketplaces in one platform? The answer is you can't. But what you can do is you can create a structure and for each marketplace. So what is a structure? A structure is a container for content, any type of content. So if you've ever been familiar with the Excel spreadsheet or a database where you have different columns of different types, or in database where you have, again, different columns, different types, this is something similar, but at a much higher level. So what kind of fields you can have? So for example, you can have text fields, lists, numbers, an array of checkboxes, but you can have more complex fields, like frequently asked questions, or tables, or payment models, or pictures, or reviews, and so forth. So once you've done building this custom structure for your marketplace, you can start filling in data. So in this case, here's a tennis instructor, and I wish it was bigger. That was supposed to be bigger. But in this case, you can see, here's, for example, a text line where you can enter the name of a tennis instructor. Here's a list where you can put highlights, pictures. You can say where the tennis instructor is teaching it, right? So here will be Westover Hills Club, which is not far from here. And you can set different prices for the tennis instructor. Now let me go real quick of all the features that we have. I don't have much time to go over it, but just to give you a hint or an idea of how it works. So domains and pages allow you to have menu items, navigators, lists, maps, and so forth. So you can customize your marketplaces any way you want. Themes allow you access to the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript of your marketplace. So if you need to customize something, you can always do that. Scrapers is something pretty cool. So let's say you want to start a marketplace, but you don't want to start it from scratch. You want to start it from something that's already existing out there. So you can define a simple steps that will allow you to scrape any website out there directly into the structures, and then you can monetize the structures. So in this case, for example, we scraped 16,000 childcare providers from Texas directly into our structure. Now we can monetize those childcare. Users allow you to control permissions. So for example, you can hire people from ELANs to edit your content. Emailer allow you to, a structured emailer allows you to send emails.
Yeah, 1 minute left. I'm just.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Allows you to send emails to people based on your structures, and payments allows you to control and see all the payments and transactions that are flowing through marketplace. So where are we now? So right now we're operating a marketplace for Hawaiian activities, a marketplace for tennis instructors and tennis programs, a marketplace for childcare providers, and then in the next 2 weeks we're going to launch a marketplace for fishing lodges in Ontario, and a marketplace for yoga instructors. And what do we need? Well, obviously we need partners to create more marketplaces. We need marketing talent, because we're two software developers, and future investment. And any questions?
Yeah. What are the tools available for maintaining the data over time? You talked about the scraping, and you showed a form for maintaining user IPs. You need mass updates, mass changes, things like that.
Yeah, so if you want to do mass changes, you want to do it from some sort of source. So you can use scrapers to use mass updates and scrape data into your structures. But you also have this content management system that allows you to, and it's flexible. Like once you change your structure, this will change as well, right? So yeah, you can manage all your data from here. But people on the front end of the marketplace can also enter their information. So for example, if you have a marketplace like Airbnb, the customers for Airbnb will also be able to enter, I don't have the slide for it, but they'll also be able to enter all the information from the front end. Yeah.
Do the companies whose content you scrape pay for you to basically build the structures for them and then create this marketplace, or what's the interaction there?
Well, it depends. It depends on you. Like if you have public content, you can use that public content. But obviously, it will depend on you if you have permission to scrape that content. Did it answer your question?
Yeah, I guess my question is, what are the legal issues surrounding scraping content that you don't know?
Again, there are some places where you can take content from, and that's legal. But other places you probably need permission to scrape their content. Anyone? Yeah.
What are your ideal customers? Do they have to be in the same location?
Yeah. So our ideal customer is somebody who wants to operate their marketplace. For example, somebody today called about operating a marketplace for specialized services. But he doesn't want to write any code. He wants to have a system that allows him to operate a marketplace like Airbnb without investing $300,000 in 2 years developing their own marketplace. So instead of reinventing the wheel, basically we supply the platform, kind of like WordPress. Instead of you reinventing the wheel every time writing your own blog platform, you can use WordPress. So we're the same way as WordPress, but for marketplaces.
Have you done a market size analysis for this type of,
Well, if you think about it, each marketplace like that is can be pretty big. But if you take for example, let's take all the categories on Yelp. The end goal of all of this is we'll be able to take every category on Yelp and structure it. So in the end result is going to be something like structured Yelp, where it's going to be like Yelp, but instead of going to different not so nice looking small business websites, you'll be able to reserve and request everything right on Yelp. So yeah, if you can build 5 of those, we can build 1,000 of those, and then we can take over Yelp. And the partners here, the people that want to partner with us, they'll be able to monetize their structures on that bigger marketplace. But that's the end goal.
One more question?
Yeah.
Have you considered, I mean, you're an independent platform right now. Have you considered as an alternative integrating with one of the popular CMSs? Because some of your functionality is unique, but some of it is reinvented wheels, according to what's
Which functionality would you consider reinvented?
Users, for example. So, you know, you go back to your user setup and your postings, your picture management, a lot of that database management is already in a lot of the CMS packages. And if you integrate with them, you gain from their traction.
Right, so one way we can integrate with them is through the scrapers, so we can take data from there. But those databases, well, like what you mentioned, I'm not sure exactly, you can talk to me later, but you cannot use them to operate marketplace because the marketplace has to run really fast. And because of the lag time between different systems, it just won't operate fast enough.
Performance is a differentiator for you.
Yes, our marketplaces, our pages render in about 25 milliseconds or less, so it's really fast.
You definitely emphasize that point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. So you guys can talk.
Sorry, yeah, I just want to mention one last thing. We have, since all this stuff is already live, we're going to have 2 computers set up over there, and we can give you a more in-depth demo if anybody's interested. So we'll be right there.
Yeah, sounds good. And we got our next presenter, Daniel Gosu, and he'll be talking about predictable focus.
All right, good evening. I'm Daniel Crotzer with Predictalytics. At Predictalytics, we are building the Internet of Things for the power industry or the electricity industry. We're going to enable traders to trade better, and eventually our vision is to help reduce electricity prices for everyone. A little bit about our concept. We are using an advanced sensor network that gathers information about the electricity that we use on a wide-scale basis. It's kind of like using seismographs to sense earthquakes in different locations. And we funnel that information to traders. There's a lot to it, but tonight we are really looking for team members to join us. We have some outstanding team members that are good with hardware, good with web, but we need people in between. We need people that are adamant about being able to create real-time databases, to be able to throughput data to websites at extremely fast intervals. We have a tremendous opportunity in the trading industry. We are spending $360 billion on electricity. And it happens that 30% of that is due to really severe events, excursions in the market. If we didn't have excursions in the market, our price of electricity would be 30% less. Now, I don't know if that'll ever change. And for now, we don't want it to because our platform helps to predict those events. And so we are a huge value to energy traders. We have some pretty good traction. Right now, we are in a trading firm in Houston, and we're speaking with 2 other trading firms. They are helping us to develop our platform. But we really need help with a real-time user interface, web-based user interface, such that something like this can be seen by the investors. The top data is, the purple is our real-time stream over a course of a day, and then the blue is what the predicted behavior should be. And the difference between the top 2 lines is shown by the orange, and it just so happens that it correlates with the green, which is what the prices have done. So we are getting better and better at predicting this, and we're anticipating that once we have a full grasp on this bull, once we grab it by the horn, we'll be able to feed this to not only energy traders, but the likes of Google and their Nest product. We'll be able to help industry reduce electricity prices when they spike. So it's pretty exciting. There's a lot of technology. We are full stack from hardware all the way to web. So if anyone's interested, we need team members. If you're familiar with Apache Spark or Storm, if you think you can, if you have experience with real-time databases, with putting lots of data kept in memory to a website, then we need you. You'll be joining a team that is in the final stages of acceptance to Austin Technology Incubator, and we are also beginning our rounds of seed funding. So thank you so much.
Any questions? Are you using any real-time frameworks right now?
We are having to create our own. There's nothing really out there. We're pushing data at 30 frames per second from several sensors, and that's going to grow to about anywhere from 25 to 50 sensors. So we haven't found anything that can handle that.
Which ones have you considered?
So LabVIEW has that's part of what we use in the back. LabVIEW has a system, they have developers, but it just doesn't work. Yes?
I'm just trying to figure out exactly what your value prop is. Is it visualization or is it
Great question. It's a short presentation. The value prop is that we are allowing traders to predict the next price. It's kind of like you have an inside information as a stock trader into what the financials are. So you can trade ahead of what the rest of the traders are trading because you're getting your information faster. It's the same information, but a little more clear, and it gets to you faster.
So it's more the data being better. Because a lot of the traders don't know.
Right. We are also introducing new data. That's the other key that no one else has. Yeah.
Does this piggyback on the system that ERCOT already has available for traders?
So what we do is we anticipate what ERCOT's next price is going to be. So that's the key here. We, instead of waiting till the end of the 5 minutes and voila, there's the price, we are anticipating what that is so we can trade ahead of it.
Okay. So you can actually execute through your system then?
No, you don't execute through a system. We just feed you the information so that you can do it on the exchange.
You got 2 questions in the back. Please.
Yeah, have you had an ongoing dialogue with traders?
Yeah, of course. This format here actually comes from traders' requests. This is what they want to see. When the blue line crosses the purple line, you change your trading strategy. You go from either bearish to bullish or bullish to bearish.
It just seems that if you're trying to provide the predictive analytics, then virtually everybody trading is a signal. Whereas if you go to the quant shops on Wall Street, they've got 20,000 algorithms competing against one another, so they have unique strategies being deployed. And you seem to be advocating a singular strategy for trading the entire electric market.
Oh, we're sure they'll come up with their own strategies. Yeah,
So if they
yeah.
can raw data feed and disregard your predictive analytics, they can do that.
Yes.
How do you expect to gain their trust and make like when you're wrong and then they create on that?
Beautiful question. Warren Buffett, he once mentioned, he asked, what do you call someone who's right 55% of the time in the markets? A billionaire. So we just have to be right most of the time. And to the gentleman's point, we are basically, it's more of a sales pitch. Hey, we can predict the price because we know that they're going to spend more time fine-tuning the model. So it's more of for us to get out there, but to show that our data really does add value compared to what's out there.
One more question, please.
So what type of data do the companies collect?
We won't go too far into it, but we are able to decipher the amount of power coming from one region to another. So Texas, for instance, is split up into 4 zones, and we can decipher how much power is going to and from Houston, and so you can trade on that difference. If Dallas is importing more power than anticipated, then the prices go up, and we show that real time. Love to speak with anyone who's a developer. We would love to have you on the team. Thank you.
Thank you. So you guys heard it first here. If you guys become a millionaire, you know why. 55%. Let's see. Next is going to be listing spark. Let's see.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. My name is Paul Hankey. I'm the co-founder of Listing Spark. We are a technology-driven real estate brokerage company and services company. We will list, market, and sell your home for $7 a day, as opposed to the traditional 3% you pay a real estate agent. Additionally, we offer upgrades such as marketing material, open houses, and most importantly, contract consultations. So 5 minutes isn't a lot of time to discuss all the things that are wrong with the real estate model. You know if you've tried to sell a house. So let's look at 3 of the big ones. It is damn expensive to sell a house. A home seller is expected to pay 3% to their listing agent, as well as 3% to the buyer's agent. So if you're selling a $300,000 house, you're looking at $18,000 in commissions. There are a few things in the world that people feel good about paying $18,000 for. This is not one of them. Secondly, the agent and seller incentives are not aligned. This is most famously explored in the book Freakonomics. The authors cite a study in which the economists studied what real estate agents did when they were selling their own home versus what they did when they were representing their clients. The findings were that real estate agents selling their own home left it on the market longer and ultimately took a better price. The finding here is that the real estate agent's incentive is to convince their client to take the first reasonable offer they get so they can then move on to their next 3% commission. The seller's incentive is obviously to get the highest price for their home. So to double back to the slide, for the agent, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush, but for the home seller, a bird in hand is not necessarily worth 10, 15, 20 birds in the bush. Finally, there's no attractive alternative to the traditional 3% brokerage model. Your current alternatives are going to be things like flat fee MLS, FSBO, for sale by owner sites. These guys are going to take your credit card information, they're going to put your house in the MLS, they're going to put it on Zillow, Trulia, and then let you fend for yourself. Now that's fine on the first 2/3 of the part of the equation we talked about, listing and marketing. But I think everyone who's listing a house is hoping at some point an offer comes in. An offer that's a legal contract. An offer that in some cases, pretty straightforward and easy to understand, but in many other cases, is complex. It has contingencies, addendums, maybe they have to sell their house before they can close on yours, maybe they've got creative financing with their crazy Uncle Eddie, and it's dependent on when they can close. This is an intimidating prospect for sellers who would otherwise sell their home themselves. And we believe it remains the reason that 3% brokerages dominate the space. So with these 3 things in mind, let's take a look at Listing Spark. Our typical client pays us less than $750 to sell their house, including upgrades and consultations. Listing Spark's incentives are fully aligned with our clients. The classic motivated seller who's looking to move quickly, they can use the savings they're going to make on commission to price their home aggressively, get it sold quick, and move on. Conversely, the seller looking for absolute top dollar, they're only going to pay $7 extra a day to capture that best offer when it takes a little more time to get it. Finally, we believe Listing Spark is the attractive alternative to the other services we've discussed previously. We're going to provide you in our core service professional photography, yard signage, a digital lockbox to allow agents to show your home, showing feedback, everything you would expect. But at the same time, when that complicated contract comes in, Listing Spark clients can easily schedule a contract consultation with a licensed real estate agent to talk them through the ins and outs of the contract so they know exactly what they're getting into. We think this alleviates the intimidation factor and makes for a compelling product offering.
Okay, 1 minute.
Ooh, that was not anticipated. So current stats, we shut down our closed beta site in May and launched our minimum viable product site. Since that time, we've managed over 70 listings in Austin and San Antonio, the 2 markets we're active in. We're generating both revenue and profit. The immediate future, we're looking to expand to 4 more major markets in Texas, including Houston and DFW by year end. We think from May of this year to May of next year, 1 year of our MVP site, we'll be able to generate $500,000 in revenue. We're looking to add new functionality and increase efficiency, both on the front end and the back end. We're also looking to grow the product line. Not a lot of time goes by where we don't come up with a new product that we think the client would find value in. We're looking to do that sooner rather than later. We are here to find developers. Who isn't? Specifically, we're looking for talented full-stack web application developers. If that's you, we'd love to talk to you after the presentation. If it's not you, but know someone who is, we're offering a $2,000 referral bonus. We're not actively seeking investment, but if you're an investor who'd like to talk to us later, we'd love to have that conversation. I hear there's beer available afterwards as well.
Yes. Any questions?
Any questions? Yes.
You mentioned helping homeowners get top dollar for the sale of their house.
Sure.
How do you help them set the price for their unique home? Which makes
it is a self-directed process for sure. My 2 co-founders are real estate agents. One of the stories they told me initially when we came up with this idea is that they've never gone to a listing appointment where that seller didn't have a price in mind. Certainly there's enough financial flexibility for people to find a market, what the market will take for their house. I mean, if you list it in 30 days, you're not getting any nibbles. It's easy to drop the price and just figure out what the market's going to demand. Yes? You do. We allow our clients to choose the commission that they're going to pay the buyers, but we strongly suggest they pay 3%, the industry standard, just because then you run the risk of agents looking at it, not showing the house. We think that the seller part of the equation is the easier part to move forward in the direction more like E-Trade, away from financial brokerages than the buyer.
Got a question?
Do you have a question or? No. Shoot.
Do you provide a CMA?
Yeah, we have a CMA product involved for Austin and San Antonio. We're working on making it a little bit better, but it will run an algorithmic search in concentric circles looking for homes like yours, and it'll display that info to you. Of course.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, great presentation. I'm curious on how the margin looks. It's $750, and you're providing for photography, consultation, contract review, and so on. That just seems like the margin.
Sure. The listing revenue is not insignificant. Our all-in cost for that is about $150. So the margins are pretty good there. Obviously, to become the mythical billion-dollar startup, we're looking at something outside listings. The first vertical you're looking at is, sellers oftentimes become buyers. They do so in that order or simultaneously. We think we can capture a lot of those buyers' leads, either with our agents or referring them to an outside network. Second, we believe that the home transaction process creates a very tight, albeit temporary, ecosystem. Both parties are going to need a litany of services like mortgage lending, insurance, home inspectors, roofers, foundation, et cetera, et cetera. We think we can provide that to them in an intuitive way, much more so than looking at individual listings on Angie's List or digging the yellow pages out of the trash can and going one by one to find those people. And then finally, we think, obviously it behooves us to make the most efficient product possible to manage as many listings as we can. A byproduct of that is in a few years, we think we probably have a white label CRM product that we can offer to other real estate agents to help them effectively manage their listings. Yeah.
What's the limiting factor to grow to other markets?
Yeah, I mean, certainly real estate is regulated on the state level. We feel pretty comfortable in Texas. We've done some initial looking outside of Texas into the bigger markets. We haven't identified anything that would be an unencumbering, a hurdle we couldn't overcome. So we're fairly confident we can move outside into the bigger states.
One more question. One more question.
Have you thought about doing the CRM now?
We're probably going to classify ourselves as a lean startup, and I feel like a CRM product at this point would be, I mean, we're here for developers. So I'm not sure developing a CRM product from scratch is going to be the way we're going to go, at least in the immediate future.
Sure.
Okay.
If anything, you probably do an API, so some other CRM, like this one, right?
You can tell me what those acronyms mean later, and then. I think I'm
sure a lot of developers do that.
I made this on PowerPoint 1997.
Okay, next presenter is going to be Art. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Art print.
Yep.
You're up.
Thank you, sir. Hey guys, my name's Jeremy. I have started a company called Art Print Me. Art Print Me, thank you, I appreciate your love there, buddy. Good to me. Art Print Me is a free tool for visual artists to provide digital access to prints while the consumer stands in front of the original. So what does that mean? Most people are thinking to themselves, all right, those are a bunch of fancy words. So you walk up to a piece that you see, you might be in a traditional gallery, most people aren't. They're in a pop-up gallery, some sort of like business center, or, you know, those are usually lame art, but like coffee shop, pop-up, all kinds of different spaces here in Austin that are like doing really cool creative stuff. You love it. Then all of a sudden you look at the info card and you're like, oh man, I already spent my $500 budget for art this month. I guess I'll just have to say no. So that's where we come in. The URL call to action, which is our current alpha model. Alpha test phase. Alpha model's good enough, good. So in that, let me back up. In that, what will happen is that right now it'll be a URL, and it's our URL. You basically say artprint.me / the name of the piece. So it immediately draws your attention to the fact that it's tied to the thing that you're standing in front of, but it's also a tool that you're using through us. When you type that into your phone, this is an example, it's a screenshot. As you can see, we're using Shopify as our current backend. In that screenshot, it sets the price, and then it's just going to basically take you through a simple checkout process, very similar to PayPal. In that moment, you can see this is really the bottom end of what we're dealing with. One of the things we came to find out is that we have like insane amounts of margins if we just step it up like one little notch. So this is already old. We're talking like quadruple that, which is really exciting to me. After that, you type that in, you go check out. We print and ship directly to the consumer and then pay everyone involved. So we're basically looking at a triangular user market where the artist is our user. We've already got local printers that are completely 110% behind us. They've given me more than I ever asked for, informing us along the way, which they benefit from this hands down, so why wouldn't they? And now we're at the phase where we're reaching out to understand more about the consumer. So we're doing a lot of consumer research right now. Everybody that I've talked to is basically like, man, it's a no-brainer. People buy stuff on their phone. People love art. I mean, there's plenty of research out there to show not just do people buy art, but people are buying prints. And one report I saw projected it as $21 billion print market by 2017. This is just a general, I mean, so this is just kind of like a grab slide to help people understand, because most people just don't really understand about the art market. It's super clandestine, everything's super closed doors, all of these things, but people purposely want to be anonymous, which is kind of one of the cool things that we can facilitate that transaction with that same anonymity. So you can see the wild predictions of what this market looks like as of 2013. The most reliable is the $68 billion one. Through this European Union, threw in some online art spaces, because when people think about Art Print Me, that's the first thing that we found that comes up, is they're like, oh yeah, like an art print site where you go to this site, I see the thing and I go to that's the biggest misconception about what we do. We are not an online space. Will we have an online presence? Of course, we're not dumb. But at the same time, we are not an online art sales website. We're a tool for the artists to provide that marketplace while the people are in the height of demand. It's when they're standing in front of the piece, when you're moved by it, when that emotion calls to you, not when you're sitting in front of your computer. So that's that. That first piece, this might be closing. We are looking for investors, but just had some exciting news come through Thursday that might be going away. I know that's kind of weird. I can't really talk about it yet, but still kind of taking conversations in the investment round. Might not even be looking for a co-founder, but if you are like the killer dude that loves developing this kind of stuff and are super into art, again, would consider that. The other side of that is I might just take that investment, invest it, and be done with it and own it myself. So that is that. Any questions? Thank you. You're really too kind. Thank you. Questions? I answered all your questions already? Man, I'm better than I thought. Yes, sir.
Where are you now? What local organizations are you working with?
I'm sorry, what?
Local organizations like artists and whatnot.
Yeah, so I've definitely vetted the artist side of that like triangular piece. Printers are like a no-brainer. Those guys are like clawing to find relevance in our world right now. So those guys are just jumping at every possibility to make more money. The artists, because it's free to them, they're all like, man, just show me where to put this, all my art on this new space to generate revenue, because it's kind of like one of the pieces where they're losing a lot of people is the people that look at that info card and are like, oh, it's too much money. And they never say anything and they just walk out, because who's gonna say that, oh man, I really love your work, but I'm kind of cheap. You know, no one's really gonna say that. So we're kind of providing that anonymity and getting people over that barrier, because so many people think of art as an investment. Art's not an investment, it's emotional, you know what I mean? But that's another platform for another conversation. Yes, sir?
You mentioned that the card, or the edition that you guys had right below the info card, sort of the alpha model. Is there another stage beyond that you have in mind?
Yeah, actually, we are like on the cusp of developing it. I'm doing all this myself, which is why I was looking for the co-founder / investment to just pay somebody to build it. I already have the service blueprint pretty much done. It's basically a dual-sided marketplace where you kind of like Lyft or one of the other like Postmates. There's tons of them out there that basically bring supply and demand to the table, and it's really a simple model. We're not a big technical solution, so I don't really need a whole lot of development. I mean, there's, like I said, I built the Shopify backend and it worked like on my own. Yes, sir.
So when people are standing in front of the piece and they type in the information, you guys have like a database that reaches and grabs that art piece, or how do you guys?
Yeah, I mean, the right now in the alpha, the unique URL sends it directly to that image. I mean, you bring up that thing on your phone, and the only thing on that page is the image that you're standing in front of and the buy button. And when you saw that, wrong way. That's literally what your phone will look like. And you're like, I have samples over there, but I mean, if you want to stare at the actual like samples, then you can. Yes, sir.
So is your theory that given the $68 billion market, of which probably 98% is wandering 30 million across the board,
Probably.
In the high end, go to Gaza, Miami, and 98% of the art's going to sell in the high end category. And given hundreds of millions of dollars have been put into Artsy and other sites and collective aggregate, and they don't have any revenue per se, do you think it's a lack of technology that's been the reason why none of these sites have been able to make a 1/1000 for Craigslist in revenue?
I have this personal call, and again, I haven't proven it yet, but I absolutely believe it, and I've checked it with thousands of artists, that what they're proposing is like to digitize that transaction, and the fact that they're like trying to bring the marketplace too deep into technology. My proposition is that that sale happens when you're standing in front of that original. Did I answer your question?
An emotional catalyst is going to cause a person to buy art who's not a collector, he's an amateur, he's doing it for a vicarious reason of pleasure at that very moment.
Right, yeah, one of the things that we have found out is people that buy originals keep buying originals, and people that buy prints usually keep buying prints, like way more often than not. Yes, sir.
One more question.
An obvious question, but why is there a URL on the tag instead of a QR code?
Apparently in the US, we don't use QR codes.
I see them all the time.
Oh, you see them all the time, but we don't use them. It's an extra step. I mean, if you think about like path to sale, It's an extra step. Most people, the QR code reader application is not native to your phone. So you'd have to go download an app, sit there, read it, and then go to that will launch the website. I don't want to send somebody to download somebody else's app. If I'm going to send them to download an app, I'm going to send them to download my app. Yes, sir.
Okay, last question, please.
How do you take a picture that has been painted on the wall to the printer?
So he asked, this is a really key question. He asked, how do we get that picture that's on the wall into the printer? That's one of the biggest points that we've already, like one of the first pain points we solved. Getting that high quality image is like an art all to itself. And so that seems to be another one of these challenges, like the gentleman over here talked about, like, why are these other guys losing out? Is because when you're standing in front of the piece, that's what you expect to get if you're gonna get a print. And it's like high quality actual art print photographers. And those dudes are like gold, and I've found several. So, I mean, they're looking for money and work too. So.
And you got samples over here you can show you.
Yeah, I've got samples of actual prints over here. So if you want to see them later. Thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you. Last but not least, but we're gonna do the last, I guess, giveaway. If they can bring up the actual container. Carrie is going to be doing the drawing for me, Trent, and
I want to make a point that we do have a small business discount, and we do have an early bird special, and we do have a 20% discount for this group. So anyway, it's around $200 with for the small business, and it's full day, it's a lunch, it's a reception, and it's really a high class. It's at the Holiday Inn, and then it's a little bit more for the companies, bigger, larger companies. So anyway, I will do the drawing.
Pull a card. And the winner is
Gao Hu Zhan.
You here? All right, there you go. You guys should come over to this event. You should guys come to this event because we're gonna have giveaways, and if anybody has a company that wants to give away something like cool, let us know. Team of the TechMap. And this Antonio didn't have a name for the company, but he came up with one called A Better Lamp, and he'll explain that. So I guess you guys don't see that in the presentation, but he'll talk about it more.
Well, thank you. Let me do something before we start. It will be against my 5 minutes anyway.
Running out of time.
Yeah.
TikTok.
I know, TikTok. It is still TikTok. But there we go. It worked. So, Better Lamps. Good news is that I'm the last presenter. Good news for me is that you already ate, so you're not expecting for food. Okay, a better lamp. It's an allusion to a better mousetrap. It's just a lamp. But first, a little about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've co-founded an internet spin-off, sold for more than $300 million, has raised more than $4 million, some of it from the Texas Emerging Technology Fund. I've received several awards, participated in international juries, conference, task force, and development of the connected age. I just found a book that pretty much talked about what I was believing about the Internet of Things. David Rose, in the latest book, newest book, it said, the ordinary thing that is then augmented and enhanced through the use of emerging technologies, sensors, actuators, wireless connection, and embedded processing. So it becomes extraordinary. So basically, it's making a lamp extraordinary. And I've heard several times the term Nest, not that I'm comparing with Nest, but I'm going to mention it here as well. So This is the lamp. That's in the quarry where we were testing the different translucity indexes, etc. That's down in Mexico. You heard a little Spanish over there. It's right now it's my precious. That didn't come out right. My precious. Yeah. So sensors and light. First of all, it's addressable pixels for full light control. So we're not talking about the color, we're not talking about if it's dim or not, or brightness, we're talking about real color motion. So you can do different things with whatever you want to do to show a feedback to the person that belongs to the lamp. It has command, proximity, link loss, everything that comes with Bluetooth Smart 4.1 for several things that I'm using. It has a motion detection, a PIR, a light sensor, a temperature sensor, tapping sensor through acceleration, and it does have a button, the typical button, in case everything goes wrong, you can factory reset it. So capabilities. Well, first is a night light. You have it there. You want to go to get a glass of water. You want to go to the restroom, whatever. It'll sense that you're moving, and it will dimly glow so you can find your way. You don't stumble yourself. It's a welcome body, so trivially it knows that you are there. So whatever sequence you want to be welcome with, it'll do it for you, because it knows you're there. You're either in the room, dining, etc. It's a room comfort tracker. So it senses the temperature, the light conditions throughout the night, so it can tell you the next day. How was your night? Did you have peaks of cold and hot or whatever? Were there suddenly a peak of light that you weren't aware of, but you didn't know why you didn't sleep good? It will have temperature adjustment when it's cloud connected. I'll go more into that later. Light adjustment, gentle wake up light, peaceful sleep helper. It can lit up and lit down. It has tap interaction, so in case you don't want to find your smartphone to turn it on, you just tap on it, turn it on, tap on it again, turn it off. And functionality grow. It's a lamp with software. It's cloud connected, so it goes to it'll go to if Nest Control, Hue, whatever. It's craftsmanship. That's the nice bit. It's not a piece of metal, plastic, or electronics. It's made of alabaster. I'll see, and the other one is Himalayan salt rock. It's machine cut and assembly line, hand assembled, polish and finish. So it's a nice piece. It's a nice piece of furniture that you will love to have in your room. The material makes each one unique. As you can see, that is a rock, that's not plastic, so each one is unique. And the base is wood CNC, not this one because that's laser cut just for the prototype. So you can see over there the quarry, some tested what we're doing with the alabaster in different colors, a rendering of a 3D rendering of the base, the PIR sensor, the actual board. Challenges. Well, I like to do new things. I'm most of all a software guy, but I'm new in consumer electronics. It's my first time in electronics, so I've been learning. I mean manufacturing, not electronics. I know we have to make an awesome video for Kickstarter. Part of the trick in Kickstarter is having an awesome video. We've been doing several names. I know you'll bash me for this, but we haven't come out with a final price, and we do not want to miss December delivery for a small batch. We're looking for feedback co-founders, most of all in marketing and consumer electronics, and business partners. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions?
So is the light bulb and the intelligence available for me to put in my existing salt lamp at home?
Well, yeah, this is a regular salt lamp. So we're going to basically be selling two of them. The salt lamp, which is cities, and alabaster. And as you can see, this is just the addressable LEDs and, with different things that it can use.
What do you project, like, the first iteration of this product to cost?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What do you project the first iteration of this product to cost?
Selling it. That's the hard question. Okay, no. Well, the thing is, of course, Kickstarter is going to be a discounted price, but we're basically thinking something like 70 for this, around 100 for this, for the alabaster.
I guess he wants to know also how much is it costing you to make it, I guess. Is that the question?
Oh, you're asking for the BOM?
I was imagining you'd be able to tell us better, but...
Oh, well, I can only tell you that we wouldn't be meeting the BOM at the beginning. But the nice part is, if you really get into this market, the BOM goes down. Well, we're already manufacturing 100 of those, just as a first batch.
Do you have flexibility on the exterior housing? When you scale it, do you plan to maybe make some plastic exterior housing? Or do you feel like your customer segments require this elegant texture for what you have right now? This seems like a high-priced stuff. Back to the question, I think it's not going to be cost-effective to use that material. Especially if you're importing the wood, it has a lot of fumigation certificates you have to get. You're going to get killed.
No, I hear you. The thing is, this is not the thing you're going to find at Walmart. But we don't want to go either to the be exclusive, very high-end stores. So we want to be somehow in the middle. What we will be selling is an intelligent, beautiful lamp, if you will.
Like your customer segments, though, who's going to buy it? That's going to help. Who's going to buy it? Who's your customer segment? Like upper middle class or like?
Upper middle class. Middle class to upper middle class.
Okay.
I mean, middle class and
Walmart people that shop at Whole Foods, people that shop at, where do they go? So, like, what's the persona? That's what I'm trying to think. Very interesting product. And also, is it like a rodent repeller, or is it a nightlight? Or what is the primary function? Is it a nightlight, or is it a?
Well,
could you elaborate just a little bit?
Well, it has several capabilities, but most of all, it's it's your side lamp. Whatever you want it to do. It's nightlight at night. It's the different thing that I said.
How would you differentiate your lamp from like Luma, which is doing really well on Kickstarter right now?
Luma is plastic. So
doesn't it also deliver all the functions that you're describing while being a lot more sturdy?
Yes, and that's one of the very reasons why we went with natural materials. So we're trying to go away from just the electronics, just the electronic, plastic, metal, and go more into when furniture evolves. You want more the natural material. I can tell you it's organic.
Really? One more question.
Is your expertise or competitive advantage in the electronics, or is it in the manufacturing process?
Definitely the electronics, and I'm very new to consumer electronics. So that's one of the reasons that's one of the big challenges. And you might have seen it by not really answering the questions back there.
Yeah, I think later on he can go ahead and make it light and make it shine. I think they're great coffee tables, and probably if you're in a club, you'll see the light, how it works. I don't know if you can do that. I've seen it before, it's pretty cool. But any more questions? Last question?
Where are you getting the LED bulb from? Where are you buying the LED light bulb you just showed us?
China like everyone.
Made in USA facility. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to mention, thanks everybody for coming. I wanted to say, I'm going to be sending an email out about Caravan, the mini trend, and you guys can get a discount if you guys missed the website or the link. I'll send it out so you guys can sign up for that event. It's in September. Appreciate you guys coming. Please clean up. Your mother's not here to clean up after you, so please do pick up after yourself. And it's time to network. And if you guys actually want to pitch, come see me. And hope to see you guys next month here. Let your friends know about us. Thank you guys.